Hey everybody, it's me, Richard. Hey you guys, I'll be back on October 1st. Yes, I'm coming back with a whole new channel, and while we're all waiting for that, I know I'm waiting for it. Enjoy this in the raw clip from one of my favorite videos from the last 2 years. Take care, you guys. I'll see you October 1st. Hey everybody, it's me, Richard with Are You. Today I am going to give you a double dose of horror. Come back after the intro. Hey everybody, it's me, Richard. Welcome back. So as you can see, I've got my Maleficent, so many curses, so little time shirt on. And in honor of this shirt, I want to show you guys this little beauty. But she's not very little. She actually glows in the dark. Yeah. She glows in the dark. She's very badass. She's cool. Yeah. So, I'm going to be doing a review on 2 books today. What the hell did I do with them? And you guys, can you believe this is the last day of June? I can't. Yeah. Today is the last day of June. Tomorrow is July 1st. I cannot believe it. And before I get into the review of these 2 books right here, this is from 2001, John Saul's Black Creek Crossing. Dear, dear man. And then this is from 2017, the prequel to Frozen Charlotte. This is Charlotte Says by Alex Bell. Before I get into those, I want to welcome some new subscribers to the channel. You guys, why does the phone ring?
Call from 916-907-7845.
I have no idea why the phone just rings when I'm doing a video. And they're not going to leave a message. Thanks. So, back to the new subscribers. Prince de Guzman Transformations. He just hit 1 million subscribers, you guys. And if you don't know who he is, go to Prince de Guzman Transformations. He does incredible transformations, full makeup and appliances of Pennywise, Michael Myers, Valak the Nun. But yeah, he's incredible. So he just subscribed to my channel. He's in the Philippines and he just hit 1.1 million subscribers, you guys. Yeah. I'm Richard. I'm the crazy one that reads all this stuff behind me. And then we talk about scary books. So, today I'm going to be talking about, like I said, there I go pushing my glasses up, 2001's Black Creek Crossing by John Saul, and then 2017's Charlotte Says. It's actually the prequel to Frozen Charlotte, but it's actually a sequel. Does that make sense? It was printed as a sequel, meaning it came out after Frozen Charlotte did, but it takes place way before. It takes place in 1910. So that is going to be the first one I review first. So let's grab the book. This book is very cool. It says, I know you're in there. Creepy ass haunted a dollhouse. There's a bloody little frozen Charlotte doll right there. Yeah, it's red. And then on the back it says, let's play a game. What fun it is to be monstrous. Maybe I need to change my glasses. Now I just got them dirty. What fun it is to be monstrous. Let's play a game. Tormented by memories of the fire that destroyed her home, Jemima flees to the remote Isle of Skye, but her role as assistant mistress of Dunvegan School for Girls is far from the fresh start she so desperately needs. Then Jemima receives a box of dolls from a mystery sender, and so the games begin. So, this book was so well written. Print is very good size print. It was a very quick read. Now, this book had 352 pages. Now, the only problem I had with this book was the first 125 to 140 pages were a very slow burn. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a bad way. But you learn about, it takes place in 1910. You learn about Jemima Black and her mother, who are mediums or psychics, but they're frauds. They're fakes. Yes. And her mother is married to Redwing, and he is her stepfather. He's very wealthy. His estate is called White Ladies. Well, we learn that Jemima Black has got scars all up and down her arms, and scars that she hides very well with her long-sleeved gowns and her dresses. Well, the book starts out with her on her way to Dunvegan School for Girls, and she's 17 years old. Now, we do learn in the first couple chapters that she has just lost her mother and stepfather in a house fire that destroyed White Lady's estate. She has no idea how the fire started. She doesn't remember anything. But once she gets to Dunvegan School for Girls and she meets Miss Grayson, oh my God. Miss Grayson is a bitch. She is one of the meanest, most foul school mistresses you could ever know. Now, as I said on the back of the book, Jemima finds a box of dolls. They come to the house. They come to the school, actually. Excuse me. They come to the school, and she doesn't think anything of it at first when she opens them, but like I said, the first 125 pages of this book could have been completely left out. And the next 215 pages could have been actually added to Frozen Charlotte as like a prologue to the book, like John Saul did so many times, where he brought in the past. But that did not make this a bad book. Now, I'm going to read you what I wrote on my Goodreads account. And the only reason why I do this, you guys, is because I like to read what I wrote on my Goodreads account, because when I write these reviews, it's usually like whatever time in the morning when I just finished reading the book, so it's fresh in my mind. So, here goes the kitty at the door crying. Sorry, Butters. I know, I'm so terrible. Meow. Meow. So, here's my review on my Goodreads channel. I said, though only 4 ghosts, I enjoyed this more than the first book. Loved this scary as hell ghost story. Would have been better and a full 5 ghost read if the first 130 pages were gone. Way to scare the shit out of me again, Miss Bell. I'm so bad. I don't know why I have to keep pushing these glasses up. I do. I feel like a bad school librarian. Watch out for Charlotte and her minions from hell. She does not play a fair game. Now, this book is labeled as a prequel, which it is since it takes place in 1910. But it is the sequel to Frozen Charlotte, and this, in my opinion, was the better of the 2 books. And I loved the first one. I actually gave the first one 5 stars. I'll leave a link to the video right here so you can watch that video if you haven't already seen it. Now, 17-year-old Jemima Black is on her way to the Dunvegan School for Girls after losing her mother and stepfather in a tragic fire at their estate, White Ladies. And she remembers nothing of this except that she was the only survivor. Upon arriving at the school, the headmistress and owner, Miss Grayson, is not welcoming at all, and it definitely shows in how Jemmy is treated. After running into and realizing a childhood friend and kind of her first boy crush, Henry works on the grounds. I'm so bad. Jemima thinks maybe it won't be so bad here after all. Boy, oh boy, could she be any more wrong than thinking this? Nope. It turns out to be terrifying, and will she survive again? Sorry about the glare, you guys. So, this is the book where we are first introduced to these creepy as hell Frozen Charlotte dolls from the first book. And though the dolls do not really become the major characters in this book till after the first 140 pages, these are and were the best and most scary of all of what ensues and takes you into the darkest depths of a time when there was no electric lights or phones or computers. Just the terror-filled nights of ghostly sounds, screams of death and horror, and the tap, tap, tap of little running porcelain feet across the wooden floorboards. And the ghostly whispers of the Charlottes. Get ready to get scared all over again? And I thought in much more ways than in the first book. I love this ghost story. Now I must have one of those little 1-inch dolls. I gave it 4 very scary ghosts. Yeah. It would have got a full 5-star read, like I said, had it have not had those first 130 pages. It just, it's not that those first 130 pages were poorly written. It was just kind of boring. You wanted to get into, after reading the first book, you knew that those little demonic dolls were going to be a part of this book, so you just wanted to get to those Frozen Charlottes. Now, this book has a lot more death. It has a lot more gruesome scenes. There is one disturbing scene. Oh my God. It's just, yeah. I was going to read you the passage from the book, but I don't even really want to do that because I don't want to ruin it for you. But the scene is very gruesome. I would never let a young kid read it. Maybe 12 to 15, perfect. But yes, this is Charlotte Says from Alex Bell. So you guys, I loved it. It's got a very gruesome scene with the murder of a cat. Like I said, the death scenes in this one are a lot more severe. And yeah. I know Adrian Zombie's going to say, let that poor kitty in. No. Because then it'd be up on my lap and I'd have white hair all over me. But let's get into the second review. So the second review is going to be on this book here, which is the 30th book of probably my favorite horror author, on par with Robert R. McCammon, John Saul. This is the 30th book in his line of 38 New York Times bestsellers. I am currently reading, I'm like 80% done with this one, Black Creek Crossing. That'll be my next review, but before I review Black Creek Crossing, I'm going to do a review on 7 Exhumations by James G. Carlson. So let's get into this. So, this book, now this is a very great picture on the back of John. This was actually taken, I think, in Portland, I'm not sure. But this is how he used to look when I knew him, when I still lived in Seattle. He was a little bit younger than this, though. Now, this book is very, very gruesome. If you have trigger warnings of severe animal torture, yeah, you don't want to read this one. Yeah, there's like 2 scenes. Well, there's actually only one. But I don't know what John Saul had against cats. I mean, yeah, he's an openly gay author. Maybe he just wasn't into the whole pussy thing. I don't know, pussy cats, you know. In fact, one of the girls in the book refers to the black cat as a pussy. But it's just something I thought was funny. But this book is the first book that John Saul ever really wrote about witchcraft. And he does it so freaking good in this book. Now, this book takes place in the town of, let me look it up because I don't want to mess this up. This one I didn't write a review yet on Goodreads, but this takes place in the town of Roundtree, Massachusetts. It's a small New England town, and 15-year-old Angel Sullivan is overweight. She's got long dark hair, kind of pimply skin. She has a mother. Her mother's name is Myra, and her father's name is Marty. Now, her father is an alcoholic. Her mother, Myra, is an extreme evangelist, just extreme. Well, her mother, Myra's sister, Joni Fletcher, is Angel's auntie, and she has always wanted her sister and her family to move closer to her. So a house comes available on the market, and Auntie Joni is a realtor. Well, the house at Black Creek Crossing comes available for $80,000. Now, it's a very large house. It's kind of it's not unlivable, but it's kind of ramshackled in a bit, and it has a very, 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 very dark history. Now, they get the house offered to them for $80,000. Now, Joni has a son. His name is Zach. He is 16 years old. He attends the same exact school that Angel starts to go to when they move to Roundtree. Now, what did I write down here? Oh, it's just a whole nother thing. So, see the artwork? There's a church with a cemetery and a big old huge tree. Now, this tree has a very important part of the story, as well as the cemetery. Now, when I said this book deals with witchcraft, as in all John Saul books, he always brings a past of something that happened, years and years ago in his books, and he brings that past into the now present time. And when Angel when they move into the house at Black Creek Crossing, she takes the smallest bedroom in the house. For some weird reason, it just calls her name. So, the first couple nights that they're there, she hears a noise in her bedroom, and she's thinking, I have a really bad headache, you guys, sorry. She's thinking, wow, what is that noise? Well, she opens her closet door, and there's a black cat in there. Now, the closet door was completely shut. There's no escape hatch in the ceiling, and she's thinking, how did this cat get in here? Well, she automatically befriends the cat. The cat is very friendly. The cat starts meowing and meowing. So she doesn't think anything of it. She keeps the cat to herself. She doesn't tell her mother or her father. Like I said, her father is an alcoholic. He's abusive to her verbally. And she's walking to school, and the cat follows her to school. And she's thinking, oh no, you can't come, you can't come. Well, one thing leads to another. She gets to school, and she meets Seth Baker. Now, Seth Baker is another kind of Carrie White outcast. He's also overweight, but he comes from a complete different lifestyle than Angel Sullivan. His family is very wealthy. They belong to the local country club. His mom and dad are very popular in town, and they have money. But he is horribly abused by his father. Horribly, horribly abused by his father. Seth loves photography. He loves his camera, and he loves to take pictures. Well, now this takes place in the late 90s. The book came out in 2001. Now, Seth realizes when he meets Angel in the lunchroom, it's funny, why do all kids meet their friends in the lunchroom? I think that's where, I don't know. I never had a problem meeting friends in school as a little kid, but I did love to go to the lunchroom. I don't know why. But they're talking one day, and he's like, didn't you guys move into the house at Black Creek Crossing? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, wow. He said, I have some really cool pictures of that house. And she's like, oh, she said, yeah, that tree outside the house really scares me. So, of course, you're automatically going to think, oh, this house is haunted. It's going to have a past. But what Seth teaches Angel about that house is completely not what you're expecting. Now, you guys know me, and I love John Saul. I love everything he wrote, except 2 books, Guardian and The Presence. But that's not to say, this I have not read since probably 2001, since it originally came out. And I forgot how gruesome and scary this book was. Now, Seth and Angel find something in the house. They find an old book. It's like a grimoire, grimoire, whatever you call them. And it has spells in there. But they don't know they're spells because they're not written like, oh, add toadstool or add tongue of toad. They're not written like your traditional spells. Now, with Seth being horribly abused by his father loves to beat him with the belt and other ways. Now, this scene, like I said, has one of the most extreme scenes with a cat. Just kind of like Stuff for the Children did, but this one even takes it further. So if you have a trigger warning for anything like that about animals, do not read this book. It's going to be very upsetting. The scene is thrown in your face a couple times in the book. But if you like your horror, slam bam in your face, and this is the John Saul to pick up. You guys, if I would have given it 10 stars. Yes, I have the hiccups. Sorry. I gave this 5 witch brooms. Yeah. Fly off on your Samantha Stevens witch broom, not your Harry Potter witch broom. This shit is extreme. So, hey, you guys, that's my review of Charlotte Says and Black Creek Crossing from John Saul and Alex Bell. So, If you're new to the channel, I would love a thumbs up if you like today's reviews. If you're a returning follower, thank you so much for the support, coming back, spending a little bit of time watching what I had to say about these books. And as you saw at the beginning of my video, these are my reviews only. Do not take them to heart. If you don't like the book, that's okay. We're all different. I don't like every single book either. But if you loved it, I would love to hear what you thought of either of these books. If you haven't read either of them, pick them up. They're very, very, very good books. And if you want to listen to the audiobook of Black Creek Crossing, it's available on Scribd. It's available on Kindle Unlimited. The narration on this one is extremely well done. And you guys, as always, I'm Richard with Are You Into Horror? And as always, pick up a scary book. And let's get scared. Yeah, let's get scared. It's good for you. Take care, you guys. I'll see you in the next video.